guys, this one is a quick one, so don't blink or it'll be over. I wanted to show you, I've been asked quite a few times, how do I get mica powder to stick to, how do I use it? It just dusts off. Okay, watch and learn. I'm going to show you. This is just, I'm using my WaterMark stamp. So just a sticky ink pad, okay? It doesn't matter if it's the POPPYCRAFTS one, that's nice and cheap. WaterMark, it could be Ranger's got one. Like there's all different companies, they all have them. Stamp your stamp into it, stamp it onto your page. Then you can use a paintbrush and you can then brush on your mica powder. If you don't have mica powder, go and find some old makeup. It will do the same job, okay? Now, the thing you've got to remember is I'm using two different colors on my flowers. I'm also trying to get I don't mind if I get like a bit of a halo effect going on around my flowers or on my petals. That doesn't really bother me. Now, I had already done a couple before I realized that it's kind of a little bit difficult for you guys to see this. It was the mica powder and my camera. So the camera that I use is a Sony something. It's a camcorder. It's digital. It's all that wonderful stuff. I've got amazing lights. They're fantastic for everything except for mica powder. Glossy embossing powder and mica powder, it's difficult for it to pick up on. Trust me when I say in real life, these are super shimmery and it looks amazing, okay? Now, I'm going along. I'm not too worried. Can you see how there's that little bit of black still on the stamp? And by going back into the WaterMark, the watermark, it's kind of reactivating that black that's on there, which the black ink pad, I can tell you 100%, it is WaterMark, VersaFine Onyx Black Ink. It's not bothering me one little bit because I know that the mica powder is covering it, okay? So that doesn't faze me at all. That's on there because I'm a lazy person when it comes to my stamps. I don't clean them all. I wish I did. You know, I wish I was that person that had a perfectly immaculate crafting space and I cleaned and tidied everything, but I don't. Not even close. I love to create, not clean. Well, actually, I can't even say that because I clean for a job. So, you know, anyway. So I'm going around. All I'm doing is just, you can see I've got a dry paintbrush and I'm just getting the tiniest bit of mica powder and I'm just dusting it onto the sticky stamp pad. Now, there is a second step to this that makes it permanently stay on there. So, yes, this works and you get that little hue kind of thing going on and it looks really good. I love how these flowers turned out. These mica powders that I'm using, you saw them right at the very beginning. I bought forever ago, probably 4 years ago, I bought the POPPYCRAFTS embossing powder, not embossing powder, good Lord. I was looking at embossing powder. The mica powders, I think there was 40 of them in 35 or 40 of them in the pack. And I bought them and you can see them all here. This is it. Like, look how much I'm using. The tiniest little bit. What you can't see because I've zoomed it in so far is I do have a microfiber cloth next to me and I am dusting the brush off onto there. It doesn't bother me if it gets a little bit messed up. I'm adding sort of two-tone leaves just to sort of create a little bit of foliage. This is just something I wanted to play with. It was an idea I had and I thought, you know what, let's give it a crack. And it works. It totally works. And this is a way of you may not have the reason I'm showing you this is you may not have the budget to have extensive ranges of different products mixed media wise. Mica powder, you can make it into a paint. You can use it like this dry. You can put it into a spray. You can do all sorts of things with mica powder. Don't be don't be scared to buy some of it, because look how much shimmer and shine you get from it. And this is simply using just a basic stamp, and I'm just using 2 different colors on each flower. And I show you here at the end, when I'm finished coloring all these, I show you how many different colors I've actually used on this one particular layout. And you'd be really surprised. You'll be like, whoa, I didn't realize you got that many on there. But it's just another way of doing it. If you want to create, okay, mica powder wise, how else can you attach it to your paper? It has to be, you can use it on double-sided tape, so you can put it down on that. I always like to go over the top of mine with what I coin as my magic spray. I don't use it very often because I haven't used my mica powders like this for ages. Well, to be honest, I don't know if I've ever done a layout online, like on a video like this. So can you see how cool it looks? Now, this is my spray. I'm going to come in here in a minute. I did realize once I zoomed back a little bit, back to where I normally would have it. Can you see how my camera's having trouble picking things up? And that's why I do things a little bit out of order. Now, I'm going to give it a quick spray with my spray glue. You can use hairspray. People use that, but that makes me sneeze, and I hate my photo albums smelling like that. So my glue spray, if you want to know the ratios, I have the recipe over on my Facebook group. We have 2 chihuahuas in here that are about to get zoomies. I apologize. So my glue spray is alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and glue, essentially. That's all it is. So, and it goes on, you spray it on. Because it's rubbing alcohol, it evaporates really quickly, but it now has made all of the mica powder permanent on that page. It's not coming off. Doesn't matter how long I leave it, it won't come off. And it's great. And it's cheap. Can I just say it again? It's cheap. So the mica powder is cheap. You can use it for multiple different applications. The glue spray is dirt cheap as well. I know that I buy like all the amazing stuff. I buy all the, like the latest thing I've bought is the distress spritzers. They are fantastic, but I can tell you now, as much as I love them, and I do like them, I can make exactly the same thing. Is it the same colors? No. Is it identical? No. But if I want to create my gold spray that I use, it's exactly the same. It's the same, the mica powder, and it stays on the paper. Like, that's it. So you do you. If you don't have a large range of mica powders to be able to create different colors that you want, go the spritzers. They're pretty cheap considering what they are. They're a small bottle though. They're not as big a bottle as like the Distress Oxides and the what were the other ones? The Stains and all that sort of stuff. They're not as big a bottle, so just be mindful of that. And like the Dina Wakley like the gloss sprays, they're a bigger bottle to the spritzers. Just FYI. That being said, you're not spraying everything with mica spray. Not everything, goes crazy. Don't get crazy over it. Anyway, I decided to, so as you saw, I did the black border. I did that for 2 reasons. So my camera could focus. I did that. And I quickly put the photos down so you could see. I just run around the outside edge of the photos with my black Ecoline pen brush marker, just to give them a slight little thing. These photos are just of my dad's cats. Mum and Dad have got these cats. They're all brothers. They're actually all out of the same litter, believe it or not. And they are 3 terror cats. But anyway, they are the male down the bottom. He is the funniest thing. You'll find him sleeping anywhere in the most random of places. Skunk, which is the one right in the center, she hates all people. She only goes near my mum, and she hides. And the grey one, well, Smokey loves all humans, needs to know what every human is doing, eating, breathing, and saying, and is constantly, you know, sitting like a human. I'm sure she thinks she's a human. But anyway, so I decided to, through the bottom bit there, I thought maybe if I add some black dots in the center. Now there is dots there and you can see them in real life, but I sort of felt like if I added some black dots in the center, that might help it. Then the little black dots that I put, it wasn't enough. I thought this layout needs, I never ever scrap cats. I don't have any cats, so why would I scrap cats? But I stole some of my dad's photos and I printed them out, and I'm doing a crazy cat photo layout. So like I said, this layout was more about the technique of using the mica powders and getting them down, and this is something you can do with your mica powders. It wasn't about making the entire layout crazy, but you know, these cats are always out in the garden, so it made sense to me. So I'm just adding some little black lines, little squiggly lines in between the flowers, just to sort of draw your eye down to them a little bit more, just to balance it out. And that is pretty much my layout, guys. Now, it's not super technical, but if you want to, I will put the recipe for my glue spray down below, and or if you want to grab it, the Facebook link is in the description below. You can jump over there. It's pinned at the top and you will see that it's there, and it's always there. So if you lose it, just go to the Facebook group and you'll find it. So there you go, guys. Now I'm trying to get this to angle. You can see there on one of them. I can only sort of get one of the flowers to sort of catch the light at a time. But that's all right. You get the idea. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back with you with another video probably next week now. This week's going to be another crazy busy one, so I will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, blah, 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 and I will see you then. Bye for now.